For this week's fertility fact video, I wanted to cover fertility preservation. Now I know what you're thinking. You've talked about egg freezing and embryo freezing a ton, but I'm going to keep talking about it because I think we need to keep raising awareness about this incredible opportunity that we all have. Now, I don't think that every single person on the planet needs to freeze their eggs or embryos, but I think everyone should be aware of the option. I feel particularly strongly about this as someone who's gone through the process and has seen the benefit that it can bring to your life. Something that really bothers me when I see mainstream media covering the topic of things like egg freezing is that I think an overly negative picture is painted of egg freezing and what it can do for you. There is a lack of understanding about just how inefficient human reproduction can be. Whether this is happening in your body and you're ovulating and trying to get pregnant, or whether this is translated to the lab and thawing out eggs to try and conceive, it takes a lot of eggs to get to a live birth. Egg freezing can work very well, but it's all in the counseling and how you plan things out. It is important to tell patients that their age and the number of mature eggs they have frozen are the most important predictors of success should they ever need to come back and use their eggs. How many eggs you need to freeze in order to feel confident really depends on your age, which is a direct determinant of your egg quality. There's no direct way to test your egg quality, so that's the best that we have to go off of. But it's also important to understand the nuance. What about your family building goals? How many children are you planning to have? When do you think you're going to start? All of these should really be factored into goal setting and how many eggs you're going to need to feel confident about the future. Also, talking to your clinic and your doctor about their specific success rates when it comes to IVF and what proportion of eggs thaw well, will actually fertilize and turn into embryos during typical IVF cycles. All of this information should give you a very specific idea of where you stand after you finish freezing your eggs and whether it makes sense to consider doing another round to try to freeze more. The preliminary data on egg freezing decades ago was not so hot, and that was because of older technology, patients doing this at an older age, and now we have much better success rates because of increased awareness, increased access to care. There's a lot more coverage for egg freezing than there was 10 plus years ago, and all of this is contributing to better outcomes. So this is all to say, don't let the scary headlines deter you. You should really have a dedicated conversation tailored to your individual situation and consider the option.